Hello everyone, today let's solve the problem number 596. Classes more than 5 students. So what the question states here, we have to write the SQL query to find the classes that have at least 5 students. So we have to find all the classes that have at least 5 students. So that's what they have asked in the question, right? So here we have the table courses where we have within that we have student and class in the column name. So both student and class have the type varchar here. You can clearly observe, right? So let's come to the example one. So what we need to find out, we know. So we have to find all the classes that have at least 5 students in this case. So let's consider the example one here. Just give me a second here on this case. So we have the student and class here, right? So these are the students and these are the classes. So we have to find all the classes that have at least 5 students, right? In this case you can clearly see math once, math twice, math thrice, 4, 5, 6, more than 5 or equal to 5 or more than 5, we can consider in the query, right? So here we have the students, we have 6 students who have this one. Just give me a second here. Yeah, there are 6 students in the math class basically, right? All other subjects, so here we have English only once here on this case, right? Biology we have only once here in this case. Computer also we have only once here. Math is the only subject. The people, so here we have 6 students who are in the math class, right? So who have enrolled in the math class, you can say, right? In this case, so 6 math, all other subjects here, English in this case 1, and in this case bio 1, and computers also 1 student. So math is the only subject where the 6 people have enrolled, right? So I hope this is clear. This we need to return only math. They have not asked how many this one, how many students have enrolled. They have just asked we have to find all the classes that have at least 5 students. So here we are returning the math in the output, nothing but class, right? Here in this case we have to return the math within the class, right? So I hope the question is completely clear. What we need to do is completely clear as well, right? First let's discuss the approach, then let's write the query, right? Now let's discuss the approach. Now the first step here is we will be going with the group by clause, right? So just give me a second here. Yeah, we will be going with the group by clause here. So we will group the rows based on the class column. So we have to group the rows based on the class column to count the number of students in each class. We have to do this at any cost, right? So we will be grouping the rows based on class column to count the number of students in each class, right? So let's move on with the second step here. We have to count. So we will be making use of the count keyword here, right? So we will go with the count of students. We have to count the number of students that have enrolled in a particular class, and then only we can finally return the this one, classes, right? Classes that have more than or equal to 5 students, right? So that is the reason we will be going with the count keyword here. We will be going with count of student here, right? To count the number of students in each class, right? To count the number of students in each class, right? So then let's move on with third step here. We'll be making use of having here. We'll be making use of the having keyword here. Why we will be making use of having keyword? Because we have to filter the results using having count students greater than or equal to 5, right? So uh, for particular class, suppose in the example we had math, right? For the math, we have to check whether the students present is greater than or equal to 5, right? Same goes with all the subjects, whether it may be bio, whether it may be computer, whatever they have given in the example. Just I am considering the subjects that they have given in the example 1, right? So that is what, for that reason we'll be making use of the having keyword here. So we have to filter the results using having count of students that is greater than or equal to 5, just to include only the classes that have at least 5 students. They have clearly asked in the question, so that we have to return only the subject or the classes that uh, contains or that at least 5 students have enrolled for, right? So that is the reason we'll be making use of having keyword here. I hope this is clear. So this is the approach that we'll be mainly going with. Means these are the 3 steps. So we'll be making use of the group by. First step we'll be going with the count, second step, and we'll be making use of having keyword as well. So I hope the approach is completely clear. Now let's start writing the query. So now let's start writing the query. Query is pretty simple for this question, right? So first we will select the class, right? We will select the class. This one I'm speaking of, right? We will select the class. This is coming from the courses table, right? So let me copy this one. Let me give here from course. Sorry, just give me a second here. So yeah, from courses, and if you remember in the approach we discussed that we will be grouping by class, right? So we have to group by based on the class basically. So I'll just go with here group by. So let me paste this one class, and finally if you remember we also discussed that we will be making use of the having keyword and also count of student. Count of student, why we are making use of? Because we have to count the students whether they are equal to 5 or greater than 5, right? So that's what we discussed in the step 2 in the project. You remember having keyword also the same thing, right? So let me go with here having count of student here, which is greater than or equal to 5. So this is it for the query. Let me hit the run button. What happened here? Why this is taking? Oh, sorry. This one, yeah. You can clearly see here the sample test case is getting passed. Let me hit the submit button quickly. So this one I had minimized actually. That's why it was not showing. So yeah, now you can clearly see all the test cases are getting passed. Means the query works absolutely correct on this case, right? So I hope whatever the query that we have written is completely clear. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.